pulled up there to.
Oh, look, he's only gone and left that on there again. Look, do it every time, don't I? Good evening. Welcome back to West Ham Network and Old School Hammered. Good morning to you, sir. How are you, Kieran?
G'day, yeah. How you doing? Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
This is the first morning I've come out here and you feel a little bit of coolness in the air, mate. So winter's going to be coming soon. So it's nice and cool. It's lovely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So not only are you on like the other side of the clock to us, but also on the other side of the
seasons.
The seasonal shift.
Yeah, well, completely opposite seasons too. Yeah, even though I wouldn't call winter here in Brisbane winter. It gets chilly through the night and that, but you're still going to get 18 to 22 degrees.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably still better than the British summertime.
Well, a lot of the winter is better than that. Yeah. That's the way it is. Now, if you're down in Sydney, you go down in Victoria, or Melbourne, Victoria, or New South Wales, Sydney, that's a different kettle of fish. Then you'll know it's winter.
Yeah. Right, so we've got a few chatters in. Let's see who's here. First of all, I've got to put this up. This is funny. GP's been a member for 9 months, and he wants you all to know that he's dreaming grass and lambs on in spandex, spanking him.
Nice. I've been a member for fucking over 60 years, GP.
Mr. Tiley, good evening to you. Oh, I can't wear them glasses.
Stevie.
No good to me. Mr. Hargreaves and everybody. Dave Palmer, good evening to you. Andy, good evening to you, mate. I have seen all the other chat from before we kicked off, but it's just taken me too long to go through all of that. There's so much of it. So I just want to say hello, and I will acknowledge that you were chatting earlier. All well before we started. Right. Randy, Steve, and Phil. Good evening to you, Phil.
Hello. There you go, mate.
And Mark. Good day to you, Mark. Oh, hang on. Did I just? I did, didn't I? It just skipped. Good evening, James Bong. Evening, all. Holy guacamole. Dimitri Deckers or what? Yeah, Did you see them goals?
Oh, fuck me, geezer. I got up yesterday morning, right? Now, my boy's meant to be working and it got cancelled, right? And he said to me, is there any football on? I said, there might be a European game on, you want? And we watched it together. I thought, fuck me, Arsenal Real Madrid, that might be worth a look. And it was a good game. Yes, even when it was 0-0, it was a good game. And when he lined up the first free kick, I said, he can't get over the fucking wall. And then, mate, not Courtois in goal. He's a monster. Yeah. And then he done a Roberto Carlos and went around the fucking wall by about 5 yards and then bent it in. What a fucking goal that was.
I know.
Now, I don't want Arsenal ever in their life to win. I do my head in. But I stood up and the second free kick, I went, away. I don't really see suits Declan Rice. And then bang, right up where the spiders hang, son. Right up there. Fuck me. I went, that is unbelievable.
They were both world class, them goals.
World class. I stood up and applauded as my boy did, that second one.
I mean,
was
look,
no kimber in the world. No.
We're all kind of still got that little bit of bitterness about him going to Arsenal and all that. But we all acknowledge the fact that he's a world class player.
Oh, they were two world class strikes.
2 free kicks actually showed the world what class he is. And, you know.
But the weird thing is, though, Geezer, I don't think we even thought he had that in his locker.
No.
You know, that kind of free kick. And they're both so different. One was the bendy around the wall, and they had a great camera view behind him of that. It's fantastic.
And the other
one was the top bin. Right?
That was very Dimitri Payet, wasn't it?
Fuck me, man. The first one, did you see their coach on the sideline before they took the free kick? You might not have seen it. We got a view of it here. And he's shouting and he's doing this arm thing about bending it to Rice. So I have no doubt they've been doing this in training because he has been the set piece on the left side corner-wise and he whips in a cracking corner.
Yeah, he does.
So they must have been doing this. He's screaming at him to bend it around the wall. So obviously they've done it in training and he did it to perfection. It was unbelievable. And I'm pleased for him. Please,
I am. Moving on from Declan Rice and Arsenal. Good evening, Brendan. Thank you for joining us, mate. Question for Budgie and Kieran. Do you buy one, get one free on the glasses? Well, do you know what? Funny you should mention that. I went and bought these today. These are just +2 reading glasses. And I thought, I'll get myself another pair. Right? I'll get myself another pair. And the woman said to me, 2 of them, that's £3, love. I was like, oh, right, okay. She goes, we've got an offer at the moment. Get an extra one for £3. So, yeah, I did get buy 1, get 2, or buy 2, get 1 free on the old reading glass. Yeah, mate. So, yeah. But yours are actually prescription, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, but I must say, there was a while there when I was working, I broke my glasses. I couldn't get a prescription pair. It was taking too long. So I just bought a couple of pairs of them, Geezer. I'll tell you what, they fucking done the job just as fucking good. I think it might be. I
pay £1.50 a pair for them. Well, today I got 3 pairs for £1 each. Mate,
yeah, I know. They do the job, Geezer.
Last me about a month, you know what I mean? I've had more than money's worth. And they got the old spring-loaded arms and all that. So, you know, they're not... Well, they are cheap and nasty, but...
They're shit, but they do a job.
They work. And that's why I thought I'd get 3 pairs, you know. Good evening, Stuart. Yeah. He says he's moved to Lincolnshire, went okay. Won't be able to get to any more going too far away. 3 hours on a train, so watch games on TV. Come on,
that's an effort, actually, wasn't it? 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a shame, that, mate. There are other fans that do travel long distances, you know, but I understand not being able to. I mean, it's not such a long distance for me, but I can barely do it these days. It's just too much walking involved for me now. Bowling Lounge. Good evening, Jeff. How are you,
Jeffy?
I hope you're well. I shall be seeing you tomorrow. What else have we got here? Well, we've got all the people. Right, Budgie and Kieran, what do you think of post-match interview saying Fulkrug still isn't fit to start? It looks okay to me. I didn't see the post-match interview. I have to be honest. But if he said that, then I would take Potter's word for it because he's the man there. He's the man that knows. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I presumed he would start in that game, and then I thought, all right, he hasn't started him. Maybe he's, waiting to use him for the second half because he's just not quite fit enough. It has been a long layoff, man. So he's probably not match fit. So, yeah, you've got to trust the coach on that one. So,
yeah, of course, yeah. Villa got spanked by a little bit.
More than we.
Declan twice. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Declan twice. Oh, man. I think it's different to Payet's free kicks, but the first one was a Roberto Carlos. The second one was just an absolute thunderbolt, curling
good.
top corner. No keeper in the world saving it. That's where he put it.
That one from Dimitri Payet against Crystal Palace. Just like it. Very similar goal.
Yeah, I thought Payet's was better. It was mental. It defied gravity, fucking Payet's one. But
I know. He almost clicked his heels in midair after he did it and all.
Shit, what a goal. But it's great to see, isn't it? I mean, we brought in Ward Press for that, and haven't fucking seen it yet, have we?
Well, yeah. Look what Steve says. Deck doing what Joe
Steve, exactly. We put a professional fucking what's the word with that man to take these free kicks and get us goals. Fuck me, it's just about hit the target. They might have scored a goal from them.
Randy, thank you. Yes, I am feeling a lot better this week. I was rough last week. I had that stomach bug that absolutely floored me. And I didn't do anything at all last week with anyone, I don't think. So, yeah, I was gone. I didn't do anything. How are we feeling so far with Potter at the moment? I'm seeing a lot of good stuff, but I'm not seeing a lot of good results. Seeing a lot of mistakes from certain players. And I think it's going to take a little time for Potter to iron out the issues. We've got him. I think we've probably got him for a minimum of this season and next. Minimum. We got to just see how it goes. We've got to see how it pans out. I'd like us to stick with him because, I was listening to Russie B's interview with James Tomkins that he put out a couple of weeks ago, and I also watched the Ironcast one today as well. And he was saying that it takes a while for players to get back from fitness with certain injuries. I mean, when who was it? Lanzini done his foot. He spoke quite a lot about Lanzini. He said that when Lanzini did his foot, it took him a while to come back from those injuries. Yeah. And I think we've got to just be patient with Fulkrug. I think we've got to be patient with Somerville. I mean, Somerville, I think, is a player for the future, and I think also Galani is too, if we can keep him.
Look, I'm not in that camp. You say you can't judge Potter yet. Yes, you can. I judge Potter every half of football that we play, but I'm not condemning him. There's a difference judging him and condemning him straight away, and I'm not doing that. But the trouble we've got here is I'm not overwhelmed by him either. I'm not going, wow, this is fabulous. It's fucking pretty bang average. And I'm not judging the players here at the moment. I'm judging Potter. That first half against Potter, fucking hell, man, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I think that's a lot to do with his tactics and team selection, regardless of the players. But in the second half, we changed up a bit. They sort of went a little bit deeper. All crew came on and made a hell of a difference. And it was really good. And, you know, and it's easy to say full crew should have started. But then again, full crew would have only probably lasted an hour at the best. So maybe it was the right thing to do to bring him on the second half. But I can judge Potter. And I'm a little bit underwhelmed by him so far. But I'm not condemning him yet. And we've got him next season regardless, Geezer. What's going to happen is he's going to have till next Christmas, right? Next Christmas, by that Christmas, if we're in a dogfight of relegation, mate, then they'll be pulling the plug on him because then they'll only have 6 months payoff for him, right? That's what's going to happen. If he does well, then there won't be a problem. But we've got him next season, whatever. It doesn't matter what I think. Now, for a person that didn't particularly want him, and I didn't think you did either, Budge, when it first was talked about Potter, I thought what he has done is tightened up the back a bit. We're not conceding as many goals, but we're not threatening the other goal anywhere near enough. Anywhere near enough. Now, that has to change, and hopefully you get full crew back at full fitness.
The upcoming game against
get Somerville back. And maybe a couple more players come in. It's just that the trouble he's got is there's a hell of a rebuild again. And I don't know, why is it all West Ham? Every year we need a rebuild. It's fucking crazy. But we've got to rebuild again this summer. And that's when really you can judge or condemn him. If we don't get that window right, guys, in the summer, we're going to have a battle next year. Straight up. But he's got to get that right. Who goes and who comes in.
We consistently have players either retiring or coming to the end of their contracts. Consistently, every year.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck me, you seem to do it every year, don't we?
Yeah, and every year we seem to employ or sign older players, you know, in their late 20s and early 30s. I think that's just the way the club is. I think that's the way they keep hold of their money. Steve is saying that Rice now saying that last night was the best night of his career. So he's putting that above winning the Conference League.
Mate, I don't blame him, Steve. It's fucking Real Madrid, man, in the Champions League where you hit two world-class free kicks, right? That's going to be talked about forever in the Arsenal fan base, forever. Kids who are watching that at the Emirates are going to remember that when they're 60, 70 years of age. Like I remember the FA Cup final in 1980 or the semi-final replay at Ellen Road where I was there and Lampard scored that winner in extra time. You're going to talk about that forever. So I can understand why Rice thinks it, because it is. Even when you look at Roberto Carlos and Beckham's and that, they never, I can't even remember they do it twice in one game. Twice in one game. Two bangers.
I know, two world class. I mean, like, if you were to listen, I'm not being funny now, right? But at the end of this Champions League season, they're going to put together a load of clip reels of certain things, and one of them will probably be free kicks and they will both get in there.
Always. Yeah. In the same game, Geezer. Fuck me.
Same game.
That's up there. So I can understand why it's the best moment.
And against a keeper like Courtois as well. You know,
exactly. An absolute monster. Because Courtois in that game pulled off 3 crackings, 4 saves. You know what I mean? It could have been worse. But I'd laugh if Real Madrid done them 4-0 out there. Then I'd laugh if it might have been better. But Phil's normally working.
A ladyship's turned up. Good evening, happy Amaranth.
Good night.
Fucking smuggler and fuckface.
Yeah.
She's great, isn't she?
Do you know that them 2 free kick, mate? It's like getting 2 holes in one, Geezer, in golf. You know, in the same round. In the same round, he dropped 2 fucking holes in one in. That's fucking where it is.
Like doing a par 4 and then doing a par 5 or something, you know what I mean? All in one, both of them. Love that. Yeah. Everyone's still saying hello. Look, even Ralph, not good God. Good evening, Daz. Thank you for joining us, mate. Hope you're well. Full crew has to start. I think so. But happy. Apparently, Potter has said that
Yeah,
he didn't think
he's got to be fit enough, though. He has to be fit enough, and you know what I mean. Like, you got to trust the coaching staff at West Ham to decide whether he's fit enough for a full game or not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. Arsenal was singing "He's one of our own" to Declan
Well,
Rice.
that sums them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen, Chelsea have got more right to do that than Arsenal have.
Yeah, they have. They have, actually.
Would you sell Kudus for less than the release clause? To fund the
Yeah. G'day, Mark. Yes, I would.
Quick and simple answer from Kieran. Me, slightly less simple. It depends on what we're talking about under the release clause. Now, from what I gather, it's 80 million for a Premier League club, 88 million for a European club, and 100 million for the Saudi League. That's the prices that have been, or the release clause.
Well, you're not going to.
According to some sources. According to some. Oh, mate, listen, you'd get 100 million for Kudus from Saudi League, definitely.
Mate, I don't think you'll get even 60 million for Kudus. So, is it enough?
The thing is, my question is, how much below the £80 million would you be prepared to sell him at?
Would it? That's down to the club. I'll tell you this. I always thought that Kudus, when he came in,
if you were
I always thought that he's going to be a better buy financially than Paquetá, right? I always thought that. I thought, yeah. But his form of this year has not been good enough. There's not enough assists. There's not enough gold. And I always thought it was a stepping stone for Kudus anyway. You know what I mean? Which is no problem. I don't mind that. You bring him in for, 30, 40 million, then sell him for 80. Brilliant. You know what I mean? Have a couple of good years out of them. I don't mind that in players. But I've always thought it was going to be a stepping stone. But because if he had a great form this year and lots of assists and goals, yeah, I think we're getting the 80 plus million. But I don't see it. Some club might come in with big bucks, but I reckon the 60 million is probably all we get. Now, would you take that? Yeah, you might. West Ham want to rebuild. We need to bring in about probably 10 players, a new rebuild again. So he might have to go. We might need that 60, 70, whatever the offer is. But it's down to clubs what they're prepared to offer for him. I just don't see 80 plus at the moment. But they might see the potential in him, which he has got, without doubt. The top player.
60 million plus Kai Havertz from Arsenal has been mentioned.
Yeah, fucking hell, I don't think you'll be getting that. They got to rate Kai Havertz at 40 million. So, no.
Or was it? No, it might have been 50 plus Kai Havertz, actually.
Yeah, you never know. Well, yeah, in my mind, that wouldn't be a bad deal.
It's pie in the sky, mate. It's bullshit, isn't it? It's all just fucking monopoly money. It's there we go. There's a new face this evening. Rich, good evening, sir.
Great.
Evening, all hope everyone is well. Sorry, I'm late. Been watching Ironcast with James Tomkins. Weren't bad. I saw the same thing. Have you seen the interview that Ross did with him 2 weeks ago? Yeah, actually, got to say, this channel, West Ham Network, got the exclusive interview from him after he decided that he was going to retire, because he's going to retire, isn't he? Well, he already has. And he said he's going to start doing regular podcast with X on his Patreon channel or something. And he said he'd like to do more stuff with the fans. And, he spent 19 years at our club, Some people seem to forget how long he was with us for. He signed on when he was 7 years old, James Tomkins. Unbelievable. And he's Hammer's 11's very good as well. Very good. Who else we got here? Steve said Fulkrug does have to start after that change in momentum. Absolutely, mate. And like I said, that thumping header he came in and
it's cracking header, right?
I mean, really that's the sort of thing that you would have expected Andy Carroll to do, or back in the day, or Colton Cole, or my good friend up there, Marlon Airwood. I mean, they were the sort of guys that came in and produced those kinds of finishes, and it's lovely to see it.
It was a great delivery in, and he ran onto it perfectly and back. But I thought Bowen's header was even better to out jump that boy. What's his name? Hosen, their centre half. I think he's been one of the best centre halves in the Premier League this year for Bournemouth.
Yeah,
and he's the one that got the assist for their equaliser, isn't he? When he was up there, out jumped Kilman. But to out jump him and direct it into the corner for Bowen, that was a cracking finish. Great goal. Really good header. Didn't think Bowen would be that good in the air. He was.
Yeah. And, I think also because of the fact that we haven't seen a lot of Fulkrug, his goal tended to get just a little bit more airtime and, it got a bit more breath.
Like, we needed something from him.
So, because let's be fair, we've seen many goals from Bowen from different angles, different, header and both feet and all sorts, off his bloody knee. So, we kind of expect it from Bowen, but we didn't know what.
I think it depends. If you look at it technically, I mean, Bowen's was harder to do to out jump that centre half, get in front of him, and direct it to the corner. All Fulkrug done was run onto it and absolutely battered it. The keeper's not saving that. But he timed him perfect.
Had that in the centre forward though, Kieran.
And that was a centre forward's goal. That was good. Yeah. That was good for him. I'm so delighted for him.
Centre halves that do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That run onto the ball and nod it in. Your Craig Dawson's and your Bonners of the world.
Van Dijk's good for it too.
Yeah.
So was Harry Maguire for a while there as well.
Yeah, Harry the flat top. Commander jump jet on his head. Anyway, I'd sell Kudos for 70 and a chocolate bar. Says Happy.
Yeah.
It'd have to be the right chocolate bar. It'd have to be a Kinder Surprise or something like that. Kinder bar of some description.
Yeah. If you're a lover of football, man, it's very hard not to hope the best players do well in football because they're the entertainment. And I'll tell you this now, and I've said it before, guys, that this Premier League has lacked real class this year. There's no one really been that outstanding this season, bar 2 or 3 players, probably Salah. I think the Premier League was far better, years ago, like Payet or when De Bruyne was at his best and Tevez. Fucking Jesus, there's so many great players. This season, I think, has been under par. It really has for great players in it.
It has, but we've had a few great performances from individuals this season. 1 or 2 individuals have been
but
really
not that. That top level geezer.
No, I mean,
I'm talking about Gianfranco Zolas and players like that just lit the fucking place up. When they're on it, you go, wow. I've not seen that much this season, and I've watched a lot of football this season. And there's only been a couple. You had Palmer doing it for the first half of the season. He was lighting it up. And you think, wow, at Chelsea.
And you had that
And
young
Salah was unbelievable up until the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. We don't seem to be doing much.
Yeah, and that young Liam Delap, he was.
Yeah, Liam Delap doing well. He's doing well for a team that's getting relegated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the real players that light it up, and you go, fuck me, the Hazards and Payets of this world.
I know exactly. Yeah, your Tevez, your
Yeah. There's not been a lot this season, man. There's not been that much outstanding. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. And, even the most feared striker in football at the moment has been quiet this year.
Isaac, you probably make a case for Isaac. He's been a bit up there for Newcastle. He had a really good season.
Happy has to mention him at least once every show.
Of course.
Maybe
him and Payet that season, man. God.
Maybe it's because I mentioned him. And actually, Tonks, James Tomkins, he said that in that season that he broke through into the first team, he was coming back from an injury. I think he was coming back into the first team with Payet and Lanzini. And he said Lanzini played in front of him on the right quite a few times. And he said, like Manu made me look really good because he saved my ass more than enough times.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players of that era have got a lot of respect for Manu when he was playing alongside Dimitri Payet. I mean, we had two really, really classy players at the time on either side of the pitch. And I agree. And I think, for me, I still believe that Lanzini was technically better than Payet with his feet. That's personal opinion. Lots of people would disagree. Randy saying, Budgie and Kieran, in fairness, Potter does have to show us he was the right choice and be given a chance. But ultimately, the board have to deliver the signings in an important summer and have to deliver. Absolutely, mate. What the board have got to do is the board have got to trust Potter's decision making on the players he wants. It's no good just saying, right, tell us what positions you want to fill and we'll find you the players. That's no good to Potter. That is absolutely no good to Potter. They might turn up with a 28-year-old right-sided striker when he wanted like a 20-year-old left-sided striker or something. You never know.
Same old story. Same old story. People, managers live and die by their recruitment, right? It's as simple as that. And so will Potter. And regardless of what he does for the rest of this season, he's got it in his head, right? He knows, and we know, right? That half the players he's going to use now, right, and to the rest of this season, they're probably going to be gone next year. So it's a completely new fucking situation come next season, depending on who leaves and who comes in. So we just want to see something between now and the end of the season that we might enjoy. And that first half against Bournemouth weren't it. Because I was bored shitless. Right.
Usually asking us everyone's seen Howard. He's probably doing a sculpture somewhere.
Yeah, he's sculpturing some naked woman somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Probably chipping.
And looking at her sculpting is a lot better than looking at us. So.
Yeah. Probably in Chippenham. Oh, never mind. That's a proper dad joke. Guilherme will get better with game time. I'm pretty confident of that. Absolutely.
I think so.
Some of the touches.
Let's say he was a lovely little cameo from him. You go, all right. No, you can see the potential there. You go, all right. He's obviously young, got a lot to learn. Early days for the Premier League. But the boy's got something about him. And
he doesn't look overawed by it all, though. That's a good thing. He does not look overawed by it. I mean, he was up in his play. Very little.
He looks a little bit lightweight at the moment, Geezer. But the boy looks like he's got a bit of pace. He's got a bit of skill. And He's obviously not. He was touted in Brazil. They don't tout a player like that being that good if he isn't that good. It's just whether he can step up to the Premier League. That's the only question. There's lots of great players in the Championship that can't make that jump. So just give the boy time. But it was a nice cameo to see him, and I'm really pleased with him. He done quite well. Done really well.
Thoughts on the Liverpool game, Kieran? Darren's like,
oh, getting smashed. That's that. But they're rocking a bit lately. Old Liverpool. It was a good game. The Fulham Liverpool. I watched that game actually. The Fulham Liverpool. It's a good game. Fucking hell, Fulham were good, mate. Real good.
Listen, Fulham have been coming good for the last 3 years or more now. They've been coming good again. They're kind of getting their former
a good team, man.
Glory days back again. Like they were never going to be like league champions and all that, but they were always decent in the cups. They were always a hard team to play against, and they're doing that again now. They've got a resurgence of that kind of, that kind of Fulham again. And I have to be honest with you, I'm not a fucking. I don't like any other London team really. I've got to be honest, but Fulham are kind of
right,
inoffensive. Do you know what I mean?
Fulham to me are like QPR, mate. I've always sort of I like to see them do well. I like to see them do well.
They're in London, but so what? They're not really rivals of ours. Well, currently they are. They're fucking above us in the league. They're actually getting decent results from good games,
mate. They've got a better team and a better manager.
Yeah,
controversial.
They sort of Tottenham off quickly enough.
But we got to play Liverpool away. The thing is, what I believe will happen there, Daz, is when we go up to Anfield, he's going to have to play it exactly like he did against Arsenal when we went there and nicked it 1-0. You know what I mean? That's how he'll have to set up. And I mean, that could be dangerous against Liverpool with their firepower, but I think that's what he's going to have to do. And
I also think he will play.
To me, then, Bud, Kruger's probably not the best player to start because he'll be sat up front or sitting back behind in his own half, absolutely isolated and doing more defending and attacking. So it might not be a good idea to start.
Yeah, agreed.
But
I think he's going to start with a back three. He'll definitely start with Areola in goal.
He'll start with a back 8. That's what's that's a fucking. Well, everyone.
He'll start with a back 3.
And the other 2 are fucking tracking back and all. Don't worry about that.
He'll probably have back 5, if you want to call it that. And it'll be Wan-Bissaka, Tebow,
it will be in this game.
And Scholes.
I think so, okay. I think he'll try and. I think he'll try and do what he did against Arsenal. Whatever the setup was against Arsenal, I think he'll repeat it.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked against Arsenal. So, yeah.
It did. It silenced a lot of critics for a while. It worked. We beat Arsenal. That was beautiful. Excuse me, it always is. Right, so how he's been about. Excuse me. How it's been about on Monday on Stel's show. Rich says he went Saturday and spoke with Ricky at WHF TV and said, "Why do we always concede early and late?"
Rich,
because we don't get at it straight away, and by the time the end of the game comes, we let the foot off the gas. So there's your answer to that, mate.
We sort of, again, this is what I see a lot of with Lopetegui, right, where you have to change it at half-time is, we were lucky to go in, what was it, 1-0 down, and it could have been 2 or 3, The boy hit the bar, didn't he? And, we got away with it, really, in the first half. But the second half, we thoroughly deserved it. But I think a draw is probably a fair result in that game overall. So, but, yeah, it was disappointing to concede that last goal, though. It was, but
Yeah,
what do you do?
yeah.
Oh, right.
Fat dog. Keeper position definitely needs changing, says Steve.
Oh,
Ariola so
poor
poor on
mistake.
Saturday, and his distribution is terrible. That's a matter of opinion, I think. I think he was really good on Saturday. I think he was really good. He made a few decent stops on Saturday,
Yeah,
and
he made it.
I don't think
Was
we've
it?
had a better shot stopper since Adrian, if I'm honest with
He
you.
just made a bad mistake, didn't he? Cost us a goal.
He did. But I don't think we've had a better shot stopper since Adrian. So,
Yeah. Look, he's a decent keeper.
I think the goalkeeper position is pretty safe.
There's better keepers out there. If you lose Fabianski, if you could bring a better keeper into Ariola, it'd be good. And then Ariola's your backup again. But we'll see whether that's a priority or not. Not sure it will be.
Yeah, Jeff's answered your comment that says when you have an ageing squad and increase the average age over the summer, it's no wonder you need another rebuild.
It's amazing, eh? Only West Ham can do that, can't it? Let's make it older. Fuck you.
Who really cares what Rice says? It's all PR bullshit. It always has been. Absolute melt of a man. Okay, no problem. Deck has backtracked since had a chat with X, said best individual moment. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Best individual moment. It has to be, man, to do that.
You can't blame the man, you know. 2 world-class goals against Real Madrid with a keeper like Courtois in between the sticks, mate. Listen,
Fuck, unreal. Don't get any
people
better
like
than that, does it?
Zola or Pyatt or whatever would have been talking about that for the rest of their lives.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes in a footballer's career, I mean, I can remember, myself playing in bits that still in my head about I'd scored a goal or stopped one on the line or made a great. You remember them things that you cannot ever forget, geezer. I mean, that could get them to the semi-final. That could get them to the final. 2 strikes like that, you might. You think about Dan Burn, right? What a week he had. When he got to the final against Liverpool. He scores a goal, gets man of the match. He's picked for England, makes his debut for England. Now, he's never going to forget that week, is he, Dan Burn?
Never going to.
What a week's that been?
Yeah. I mean, it's like.
And he's not a world-class player, geezer. It's just. Rice will never forget that.
We were only ever, amateur players. I mean, you were slightly better standard than I was. But, even like I remember one goal in particular that I scored. It was in a cup game. It was a semi-final. We were 1-0 down. It was about
was it an own goal?
11 minutes to go. Well, funny you should say that. No, it wasn't. But they wanted to give it as an own goal because I was given the ball in midfield. I used to play like left midfield. And I saw an opening for me to take a shot. And similar to the idea of Rice's free kick, curling it round and into top bins.
Yeah.
But from open play, that was my idea. But it came back off the bloody upright and hit the keeper in the face and went in the goal.
Brilliant.
So they wanted to give that as an own goal, and I
disgraceful
for the whole game. And the whole game, like the referee kept saying, "No, I'm giving it as an own goal. I'm giving it as an own goal." I was going fucking mental. And then right at the end, I gave away a penalty. Right, I took a dive in on this bloody player, gave away a penalty, and the referee, basically made him take it for a second time because 2 of his players encroached and he missed it the second time. He blasted it over the bar. So it was kind of sweet revenge, really. But I'll
Yeah,
never
you
forget
remember.
that goal because I argued for the whole game. Right at the end of the game, sitting there, all right, mate, I'll give it to you for fuck's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you remember great moments. You'll remember that forever.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first game I ever turned out for a senior team. My brother was playing for a company in Crawley called Longley's. They were basically responsible for building 70% of the new town of Crawley, right up to about the mid-90s. And they used to run their own football team. They had about 4 different teams running this football club. I've actually got a book which lists all the players and all their appearances and everything. Both me and my brother are in it. And my brother got me into this team, and I can remember the first time I played for the first team rather than the B team, you know. And yeah, mate, I can remember that game, stepping out onto the grass. I was like 18 years old. All the players around me were in their mid-20s. My brother was in his sort of mid to late 20s. You know, I was one of the younger players on the pitch, and it just felt so good, you know.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't it? I'll tell you what, like the first time I made the newspaper here on the Gold Coast, geezer, you know, playing for Surfers Paradise, right?
Yeah.
I made for a sheet. Yeah, I remember that, making that. Fuck me, I'm in a newspaper here on the back page. And it was because I got sent off with Charlotte. Not quite what you want, but
I made the local paper here, but not for football, unfortunately. For judo.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do judo when I was a young lad, and I made the 2 local papers: Crawley News, Crawley Observer, and but that was because I was one of the top in my weight category in the under-18s division. I was one of the top combatants in the country. Me and my mate Rick, there was not a lot between us, you know. And we both had our share of wins in tournaments and stuff, you know. And at one point, we were both, other than fighting against each other, we were both unbeaten in tournaments. I think it's for about 3 years. Great. Really good. I loved it. Rich is saying that Rice will be another Kane and no trophies.
Skunk and Nancy. Fuck me, I haven't heard that name for a while.
Skunk and Nancy.
God.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That was the bird that had...
Remember the name, I can't remember the music.
Shaved head with the Mohican.
I think so, yeah. Rings a bell.
Was it Blue Spiky Mohican or something like that? I seem to recall. John, remind us if I'm getting that right or wrong. I'll catch up with that in a minute.
God.
Yeah, we are getting through the chat quite well tonight. Because a lot of it's just people chatting to each other. She ain't lost her voice, apparently.
Good. Yeah, I remember. God, fucking to remember anything we did.
She was gorgeous. Well, say she was gorgeous. She had loads of like makeup and, you know, lots of like piercings and stuff, but her body was just to die for.
Yeah, Phil, fucking bang on there. That's the fucking Arsenal supporter. You're slagging him off fucking a few weeks ago. I saw that, geezer. And calling him Declan Rice and whatever, saying he ain't that good. He's fucking, maybe, you know, Arsenal haven't been that great either, to be fair. So sometimes your best players don't shine. But yeah, that's the truth. They were. But there you go.
3 goals all season for Caduce.
Yeah, it's not enough. Even assists, I think his assists should be far more than what they are, and they're not. And, that's why I don't think the big money's coming in.
Yeah. Maybe they're thinking he's like a one-season wonder or something, you know?
Well, if a team want that type of player, they're willing to pay, you know what I mean? We'll take it. Fuck it. I would.
Usual. What do you call a Frenchman in sandals? Philippe Flop. Funny bugger. Paul Houston. Good evening. Lads, Tadibo have fallen out with Potter today. News. Bet he's looking to go to United.
G'day, Paul. Yeah, and I'm not so sure that's true, that fucking story,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Randy saying, funny thing is our best bet if we don't want Kudus to go to a direct rival when he goes to Saudi and pays 120 only because Salah is now staying at Liverpool and they need a player now, so it's possible.
I just think, look, mate, for West Ham, the club, yeah, fuck me. If the silly Saudis want to pay that kind of money, take it. But for Kudos, the career, it's a stupid move for me. An absolutely stupid move. If he wants to do it for money, fine, let him do it. But I think that boy could go to a bigger club and do all right in a better team.
Yeah.
So I think it's it's like going to China or Saudi or the MLS. Your career, it's not good for your career. If you want just the big bucks, off you go.
Yeah. Gonzo is saying that a top source at the club has said that the Tadibo story is bollocks.
There you go.
Sorry, that's absolute
I'll
nonsense.
probably believe that.
I've got the wrong glasses on.
You mean, who knows?
What's the odds on West Ham beating Liverpool? Oh,
Jesus, could happen, geezer. Fuck, what was the odds on us beating Arsenal there when we went there and done on one?
They got to be at least 7-1 for an outright.
You mean, it'd be good odds.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck me. Fulham turned them over. Fucking Newcastle turned them over in the final of the League Cup. Yeah. Mate, could happen.
Yeah. He's one of our own, James. Right, okay. Right, hold on. Apparently, Rich agrees with you over something.
Yeah, whatever that was. Something I said, right? Apart from all the other shit.
Let's go. Hold on. Right, okay. Yeah, I'll look. West Ham 7-1.
There you go.
I'll guess that about 30 seconds ago before even getting that far down. And Jeff thinks that's a bit short.
Right. So that would have been, and imagine that would have been the odds when we played Arsenal. But there you go.
Yeah.
It's a tough ask. Jesus Christ. Anyone going to fucking Liverpool and win it? I mean, they'd gone 26 games without losing, right, before they played Fulham at the weekend. That broke that stretcher run. So, you know what I mean? No one really goes to Anfield and wins. To nick a point, I think last time it was Nottingham Forest, was it? Did they beat them there or at home for us? Yeah, that was a shock win at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Oswald saying the Premier is awful. Total farmers. Look at the tech of PSG versus Villa tonight. Apparently, they absolutely destroyed Villa.
Did they?
I don't know what the score was.
Yeah, I think it has been under par this year, the Premier League. I really do. And I'd say the amount of outstanding players in it have been very few. I mean, it's different.
Good evening, Ted. And you are absolutely right. It's like watching paint dry. Yeah.
Yeah, it really has lacked quality this year, Premier League, I think. Bar a few players. It really has. Especially in our fucking team.
Dick Turpin's in the house.
Dick Turpin.
West Ham have been poor for years. Only the cup in Europe got going.
We have in the Premier League. We have goes up. This will be the third season, I'd say, in a row we've been piss poor in the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Lucky enough, we got a trophy out of it.
Yeah. Dad seems to think that Paqueta and Kudus want to go.
Well, Paqueta's up in the air because, like I said, whether he gets banned or not is another question. Isn't it? So we can't even think about selling him or keeping him until that decision is made, which has been put back again, isn't it, till June. Yeah. So,
and this is a good point as well. It's been said that Brady and Sullivan are going to be negotiating the transfers.
Can't see anything going wrong here, Steve. Hey?
I don't know why you would get that impression, Steve. I really don't.
Right. Got the best people on it, Steve. Where's that? They're getting the best people on it. Fuck me.
Even if Potter comes up with his dream wish list of players, we still have to rely on Sullivan and Brady.
Yeah, actually getting them in. That's the problem. It's all right. It's very easy to identify really good talent, isn't it? Well, it's not easy, but for the people that is their job, which is his mate Macaulay, it's very easy to recognise the talent. Getting them in is another kettle of fish, and we're leaving it to them two fucking muppets. You go, fuck me. So yeah, that could look dark beginning the next season.
Ted wants to know, have we got anything? Do I need to play an intro video?
No, Ted, mate, the fucking Sharks are gone to sleep. Fucking wankers. Gone to sleep the last fucking month. Doing nothing.
They've
really disappointed.
They've gone off to South Africa.
I'm really disappointed that they're just not fucking biting on any surfers. Fuck's sake. What's the matter with them?
There's no salties getting up into people's houses and eating
no salties fucking chewing anyone up in the creeks. Nothing. That's been disappointing.
Fucking, that is disappointing. I wanted to play my intro video and everything. With David Sullivan overseeing all transfers, we'll get nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, Jeff. I've got to be honest. In any way that we approach the game, Liverpool have got the tools to just hurt us and dismantle us.
They have. The only thing you can hold on to is their form lately. It's not been that great. I mean, they got knocked out of Champions League. They lost the League Cup final. They just lost to Fulham. You know what I mean? They're not been that good. So that's what you can hold on to. So
yeah. Ted's saying Liverpool have been off the boil for a month or so. And so is Salah. So if we get at them, you never know. And that's true. And the thing is, you know, like, there's also the other side of that coin. There's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And plus Liverpool, like I said, they got away with murder at the weekend because fucking Arsenal drew again and they lost. So they only gained a point on them. Well, you know, they didn't want to. They don't want to give Arsenal any hope in this Premier League. I think it's already done myself. But you still don't want to give teams hope because it puts more pressure on you as a team, Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, but at home, all Liverpool got to do to win the title is just win their home games and win the next home game. So I think they'll be trying to make a point of putting them 3 points on the board after their poor run of late.
Ray, good evening, Ray. Ipswich have dropped Delap's price to 30 million. However, Man United are confident of signing him.
Yeah. Are they? There you go. Yeah, look, every player that goes to Man United, fucking hell, mate, give it up. They all get worse. So I don't think it'd be a good move for Delap to go. I think Delap needs to go to a team like us, maybe a Forest, maybe, you know, a Brighton, before he makes that jump to a big team, if he does. I think it'd be wrong. Money-wise, it would be good for him, and kudos-wise, but if I was him, I wouldn't. I'd look at your career. I'd take another step before you take the big step if you're good enough. So, But that's down to him as a player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is he that good, dude? I think he's good. Really, really good. But is he that good? And we won't know until he plays for a better team in the Premier League. He's done well with a team that's getting relegated. So there's signs there that the boy can play, mate. He can score goals. He's dangerous. I'd love to see him at West Ham. But I think West Ham would be a good move for him.
Yeah, I think so. Ted's saying he
Do I think
takes
they're going to get him?
$60
No,
million.
not a fucking chance. Not with silly bollocks in charge. That ain't happening. Yeah, Ted, that's me. That's where I'm at. 60, definitely. I'll take it.
I wouldn't take less than 70 personally, but you know, why couldn't Rice score a free kick like that?
I'll tell you why. Moyes never fucking. I mean, he's their corner taker now. So obviously, Arsenal recognise that this boy can whip a great ball in, can hit a top ball, a dead ball, and we didn't. I don't think we recognised it and used it. And but Arsenal had. And like I said, when I see that coach before he hit that free kick, telling him to bend it, I knew then that they've been doing this in training. There have to be for him to be going crazy on the sideline, telling him to bend it round. And you go, fuck. So, and he did, and he was up to it.
Aussie idea.
Yeah, I heard that, Frenchie. I heard that, mate.
That was funny. Apparently that Brendan Johnson started dating that bird, you know, the what do you call it, adult movie star, and you know, she set a world record the other week for sleeping with 105 men in 24 hours, right? And it's a comment on this Twitter page or something, and the first comment on it is something like, how can parents you know, bring their kids up, you know, to be, you know, nice people and all this, that and the other, and end up like going out with somebody that plays for Tottenham. And it was like, it was just hilarious because all of the nice things that were being said about the girl that had been, you know,
yeah, wouldn't be for me.
No,
stinker.
That'd be like flicking a fag down the old Kent Road, wouldn't it?
Oh, sausage up the M1. It's just so fucking ridiculous. Just people claiming that as a fame, right? Fame. Jesus fucking hell. That's when you know the world's lost. Jesus fuck.
Oh, good evening, old man. He says, no shark.
Oh, man. No.
And Rich reckons that the sharks and the crocs have all gone woke.
It could be Rich. They don't want to upset anyone.
Have West Ham got anything? Ted meant he didn't mean shark and croc watch. Leon, good evening, sir. Some fin happening to your Sharkies, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Leon, they kicked off too early, didn't they? The Sharks this year, they fucking went mental for 3 months there. Yeah. Killed 4 of the fuckers, and now they've said, right, that'll do for now. We'll see you in a couple of months.
Yeah, we've eaten our fill. We're off. Yeah. Good evening, Leon. Thank you.
Hey, Leon.
Usual says that City are looking at Gibbs White.
Yeah, someone will be looking at him, mate. Top player. Top player.
The weekly Wave News bulletin incoming is, yeah. That's about all we're going to get. Or, you know, like the Aussie Magpies might because it's coming. I know it's past their season now, isn't it?
Not that I've noticed, but even the birds are quiet today. They've fucking gone to sleep.
They at the beginning of the show they were quite noisy, but they've quietened down.
Oh, were they? So
Yeah.
take those.
Oh, there goes one. Did I read someone on the chat hoping Arsenal win the Champions League? What's going on? Yeah,
No.
actually, to be fair, Leon, we do occasionally get like fans from other clubs coming into the chat because we are popular guys, you know. Saying with Randy dreading what tactics Brady and Sullivan get up to, yeah. If you heard them saying that, does that prove their coaches are better than ours?
Oh, I don't know what that refers to, Stevie. If you heard them saying that. What, the guy with the Declan Rice free kick?
Oh.
I'm guessing that, Steve, that's what you referred to, is it?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that they use Rice for dead ball situations there with the corners. And obviously with the free kick, I mean, you look at the talent Arsenal got on the pitch. And he wanted that coach on the sideline wanted Rice to take that free kick and wanted him to bend it round the fucking wall. And you go, wow. So they must be working. If you're referring to that, Steve, they must be working on that and trying.
That seems logical. That seems like a logical question to that scenario that we were discussing.
That particular coach, because he's the same coach that was organising their corners when they were scoring from corners every fucking week for a while there, weren't they? Arsenal. He's the same guy. So they obviously have tried Declan and see what he can do with the ball, and he can bend it. He can bend it like Beckham. There you go. All about
says, Man United have said that the season ticket holder that slapped Grealish, they've said that if he comes forward, that they will give him a lifetime ban. Apparently 5,000 people have come forward.
That's brilliant.
Love it. Dave, thank you very much. Smash the likes up, people. Please. Thank you very much. Happy's still with us. Look, Amy, look. 11:04 and she's not sleeping. Wow. I feel honoured. Excuse me. Potter's going to do a low block on Liverpool, says Iron Disciple. Good evening, by the way. Score a goal, 1-0 up, and then hang on for dear life. Well, that's more or less what we did at Arsenal, really, to be fair. So, yeah. He's, Ian, Iron Disciple saying that Potter's going to do the low block on Liverpool, score a goal, get 1-0 up, and then hang on for dear life.
The Arsenal game goes out. There's the Arsenal game all over, I think. That's going to be the tactic. Whether it works against Liverpool, another kettle of fish. The thing with Arsenal, when we did that, is they were lacking goals, Arsenal. They don't have that striker and that forward front three that Saka was missing. They weren't that good up front. And we had a good game in goal, didn't they? So, but they've got a lot of firepower, Liverpool. It might work and it might not, but I think that'll be the tactic. Going toe-to-toe with Liverpool, we'll get done. It might be more exciting, but we will get done. I'd rather we had a pop at them, but I don't think he will. It worked against Arsenal. There's the proof in the pudding. G'day, Lynn. And why wouldn't you go again?
Milas, he says, evening, guys. What are we saying about the Liverpool game? Are we going to start with a striker for a change? Now, we did discuss this earlier on a little bit, Milas. I don't like using names like that. But
If we're playing a low block, geezer, would Fulkrug be wasted? You know?
yes,
You know what I mean?
completely.
You'd rather probably have Bowen as your forward. I don't want to ever see Bowen as a centre forward, right? But
No.
if you're talking about counter-attacking, you'd rather have people who's got pace. You're going to use Kudus, Paquetá, Bowen to counter-attack for you.
Mm.
So I just
Hopefully-
Fulkrug to me with their might be wasted.
Hopefully he'll go with somebody like Guilherme.
Or Guilherme, yeah, possibly go.
You know,
Possibly. I think you'd start
that would be a
Emerson
definite option,
rather than
wouldn't it?
Scholes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about Guilherme as maybe the false nine because he's
Ooh, I don't know.
quick enough to get up and down the pitch. Is what I'm.
If he's got the pace on him, geezer, regardless of that front bit you're at, whether you're on the left or in the middle or the right, it's it's a bit of pace to try and counter attack them. Yeah.
Are we going to have Fulkrug fit until the end of the season? Hopefully, old man. But according to
Who knows?
Potter, or according to some sources, Potter is saying that he isn't 100% fit and therefore not fit to start again. So we'll have to see.
And he could be laying the groundwork of why, regardless whether he's fit or not, geezer, that he wouldn't play him in this Liverpool game anyway. And I'd probably agree with him. I don't think it's the right game for Fulkrug. Whatever the game is after Liverpool, I'm not sure who we're playing after Liverpool.
Maybe at 75 minutes, you know what I mean? Come on and do something.
He would probably come on there, yeah. But say if you got backs to the wall sort of shit, which I presume this game's going to be, Fulkrug's not the right guy to have up there. You really do need a mobile fucking. Now, like I say, Antonio probably would suit this game, geezer.
Yes, definitely.
He would suit it.
Definitely. Lynn's asking, what about our midfield? What will that be? Well, it's going to be Alvarez, isn't it? It's probably going to be Soucek and Soler. Sorry, Paqueta. Probably. Or Soler. Who knows? Depends on... I think he'd probably go with...
It's probably a game for Soucek and Alvarez.
Yeah, I think.
And then whatever else.
Yeah,
Paqueta will be in there, obviously.
I think Paqueta will be in there, yeah.
But he likes Ward-Prowse, doesn't he? But I don't know why, but he does.
Yeah. Jeff thinks that Guilherme's not aware or mature enough to play that false nine role. In his opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Right, Jeff. You're probably right. I mean,
you're playing false nine. You're talking about Van Dijk and Konate as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you who did impress me against them too, though. When fucking fair play to Moyes. He left when he played Liverpool, right? They got a draw against Liverpool, yeah. And he left that Beto up front on his own, that big black boy, right? And he terrorised fucking Van Dijk and Konate. He'd done an Antonio on him, right? And even more so. And he was so unlucky not to score. He scored a goal that was disallowed because of inches offside. He'd done another one where he actually skinned fucking Van Dijk and hit the inside of the post, came out. He was really unlucky not to score the goal in that. But yeah, he could, you know what he done. What I think Potter's going to do against Liverpool. But he had that big boy up front who was mobile and quick, that Beto, and he made a difference. And he did really terrorise the two of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Fulkrug could do that, but maybe he could. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could. But I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fit enough or mobile enough.
No, I think you're probably right.
Or quick enough.
And Jeff thinks he starts with JWP Soucek.
Probably. I think because of the defensive side of it, I think you might see Alvarez in the team as well. And that's probably why you'll see Soucek.
Yeah, and JWP? He said JWP. Do you think he starts JWP against Liverpool?
He might.
I don't see it.
What he's got to do is pick the best 9 defenders we've got. That's what he's got to pick. So whatever he thinks is the best defence.
Yeah, Steve, I get your point that there's no pace in there, but unfortunately, we're lacking pace in the midfield, regardless of who we put on there, right? So, you know, I think Souček and Alvarez are just simply the best defensive pairing that we've
Yeah,
got.
that would be my thinking
You
on
know,
it,
that
because
would
we're going to be
that
defending for
would
8% of the game.
Yeah.
You got to remember, this is going to be a 70-30 at best for West Ham, right? Possession wise, it's going to be 70 to 30%. We might even only get 25%. So this isn't going to be about busting forward with Souček and Alvarez, because they're not very good at it. It's about holding out and then trying to break with Bowen, Kudos, Paquetá, whoever else he's got in there. Whether it be, I don't think it'll be Glur, mate, or even Emerson coming up the left if he starts. But there you go.
Yeah.
So it's a different game.
Randy's asking basically that question: who would we like to see in the starting lineup?
It's a mixed game.
Yeah, I think we probably will see Emerson because of his maturity and experience.
I've got a feeling you will.
Probably see Creswell centre half, left centre, Tadibo and Kilman, and then Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Probably Alvarez, Souček, Paquetá, and then maybe Kudus, Bowen. I think that's it, isn't it?
Kudos, Bowen, probably one other.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
One other. Another. Yeah.
It could probably be Pratt, but
it could well be. It could well be. But
it's not in a game I wanted to win. Right, that would not be the midfielder. You talk about all defensive midfielders with Pratt, Alvarez, Souček. It's ridiculous. But in this game,
I think it's more a game that we should look at that we don't want to lose. Not that we need to win or that we should win. I think we should look at it that we don't want to lose, and therefore we don't want to concede goals.
Unfortunately, I think that's how we're going to go. I never. Potter could think they're vulnerable. Liverpool. We might have a different idea of it. Might be more attacking, but I'll be surprised. It would shock me.
Yeah. Lynn agrees with Steve that our midfield is weak.
It is
a problem.
It is for next season. We need to sort this out. It's too slow. It's too pedestrian. We've got to sort that out. It's going to cost us next year.
Hey, good evening, Reese. How are you, babyface?
Hey, Reese.
Nice to see you, mate. Good of you to join in. Souček and Alvarez with Paquetá in front of them. That's
probably what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, mate. I'd have that and all. Hurst up front. Is Tony on a holiday? I believe he is, Daz. Either that or he's on a working trip abroad. But I do know that he's not in the country. And so, therefore, there will be no West Ham review tomorrow evening. I was going to do something on Green Street Elites, but I'm playing darts tomorrow evening, so I can't. Watched a few episodes earlier of old Brushstrokes. Anyone else?
Yeah, really?
Brushstrokes.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah.
Right. Oh, great. That was brilliant.
Matey the painter, wasn't it?
Yeah, painter and decorator.
Yeah, I remember that. Fucking vaguely.
Frog in a well. Evening, you dodgy pair and everyone. Right, Froggy up front, look. Everyone's saying hello to the Frogster. Yeah, he's just switched off for the week. No, well, usual. He told me that he weren't in the country. That was today. So, yeah.
There you He's popped up to Thailand again. For whatever reason. Whatever reason, I don't know.
No, I'm not going to say anything. Good morning, Ryan. Fortune's Hiding Down Under. If you people haven't checked out their content, please do. Bunch of lads down in Australia, all West Ham fans, absolutely love the club like we all do. Their content is great stuff, and and because they're on Kieran's timescale, we very rarely get to see their stuff actually live. Well, I rarely get to see their stuff live, but I do occasionally. But Ryan, thank you for joining us. He's asking you, Kieran, is your TV broken? Because he's one.
I'm showing absolute shite football at the moment. Absolutely, it fucking is. Oh, Declan Rice's 2 free kicks. That's if you want to just talk about football, not West Ham. What we're watching at West Ham is a bit of a struggle. But did we think it was going to be anything else?
Not a bad 11, that, Randy. Not a bad 11. Ariola, Tadibo, Kilman, Emerson, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Alvarez, Soler, Paqueta, Bowen, Kudus, and Fulkrug. I do actually agree with Kieran that I think Fulkrug isn't the right player to start up top.
Could be wrong, Randy. You could be right, but I still, Soler instead of say Sobchak. That could work. It might be a better idea, but I just think if you're defending a lot against Liverpool, crosses coming in, corners coming in, you really want Sobchak in there and defending in front of the back 4 or 5. So that's why I think he'll play.
Reece is heading off to work. He starts at midnight. It's a tough job. Tough job being a gigolo, mate. I know it's horrible hours.
Yeah.
Leon said he would be happy with that lineup. Just subscribed. Wow. You only subscribed to the West Ham
in 5 years.
Blimey. Ryan's Fortune Down Under. I've not done any content this season. Can't bring.
I know that's right. That's why we wander off in all directions, whether it be comedy or music. Because it's tough. It is tough to fucking talk about, Ryan.
Yeah.
We'll get you on here one week, Ryan. For fuck's sake, we'll just talk about bollocks.
Yeah, mate.
Shark attacks have been our best fucking story so far.
Yeah, we've had the most amount of views when we used our intro video. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to play it anyway. I know it's got no shark news, but fuck it, I love it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Sharks are fucking doing nothing.
Yeah, no news is good news. That means that everybody have got all their limbs and bodily parts.
Yeah. Good for the surfers. Good for the surfers. They're happy.
Yeah. Gigolo, there you go, mate. We know what your job is, son. What do you think of Sullivan being our DOF? You can only end up in tears. I agree with you, Lynn. It's going to be.
Here we go again. Here we go again. It's worrying, Lynn. That's what we're going to say. It's really, really worrying. I mean, you know, at that time, was it fucking Noble who said we're not a circus anymore? Well, we just ran back into the tent. That's what's fucking happening, man.
Yeah. Kieran, any plans to visit the UK in the near future? You were here 2 years ago, weren't you?
Huh?
You was here a couple of years back, weren't you?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, mate. But yeah, no plans for it, Steve. No plans for it at the moment.
No. And and Kieran's actually kindly said that if anybody turns up in Brisbane, he'll give them a free bottle of VB. Anyway,
Yeah, outside in the driveway. But yeah, the circumstances changed. But I lost my brother and sister, and since I've been there, so the inclination to go back now is not so much. You know?
Mm-hmm. Is it like random? No, it's not like random. This is a proper channel. This is Anton and Russ's channel, mate. What's the matter with you? Goodness me. Put you over my knee, young man. No, actually, that sounds wrong. Croctastic, look. Iron Disciple, look. Yes! Crocs and Sharks. That was a snappy report, apparently.
Hey, Froggy, in there.
We need some sharks in England. Well, there's 2 of them.
You have got.
Them.
You do have sharks. They're not the ones that really attack you every week, though. That's all.
Yeah, actually, if you eat what's it called, rock salmon or huss from a fish and chip shop, what you're actually eating is dogfish, which is a shark. So yeah, sorry if I've just put everybody off there. Rock and chips. Ryan saying, I'll come in with you legends in a couple of weeks if you're up for it, and we'll have a chinwag about
mate.
Victoria Bitter and all of Kieran's hats, because West Ham can be covered in 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. That's all it is, Ryan. We get West Ham out of the way really quickly. But who knows? In the last 8 games of the season, we could just tear it up, and then we go, "Wow, how good is Potter?" But we're not at the moment. We're looking at him and going, "This is the mindset of watching Potter and what we've done so far." For me, right, I'm watching him going, for a guy that didn't really want him, and you know what you get when you got it in the back of your head, a confirmation bias that he's not the man for the job, right? And I'm going, okay, but we'll see. And then you start seeing what we've seen so far. You start to believe that, oh my God, next year's going to be tough. And we don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into next year. G'day, Helen. I don't want to go into next season dreading it. But I'm stuck. If we have a bad end to this season, I think I will do. I think most of us will be going, oh my God, what the fuck is going to happen next year?
If you refresh your page, you'll find that there's actually 180 people watching, not 52 at the moment, mate. But thanks for the sentiment. Love that. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody, please hit the like button.
You know, mate, that could be the numbers for West Ham next year if he keeps going like this. Fucking 52 people watching. Fuck me.
Kieran, do you need a gardener? Frog wants to know.
Fuck yeah, I do. I'm sick of doing it, geezer, especially through this summer. And Ryan will be able to tell you that. I'm not sure if he's got a lawn or not. Fuck's sake, man. It grows. You can see it growing. It's a nightmare. I've got a lot of grass to cut, right? And it's an effort. It takes me an hour and a half to cut it all. And when you're out there, 30 degrees of heat, fuck's sake, it's an effort. So, yeah, I do.
Mower?
It's not enough for a ride-on, geezer. It's not enough for a ride-on. But,
mate, even if it was the size of a postage stamp, I'd have a fucking Lamborghini ride-on.
Well, zip, done.
Yeah, job done. Off you go.
Yeah, but we're coming into winter now, then it stops growing, and you only have to do it sort of once a month. Now, I'm looking at it now, and I thought, fuck's sake, done it a week and a half ago. It needs doing again. It's about 6 inches tall already, and fuck, it's a full pain in the arse. But
changing the subject slightly, have you ever seen that Clarkson's farm?
No, I've heard of it. I've never really watched it.
He goes out and buys, right at the beginning of the program when he first started doing it, he goes out and buys himself a new tractor for the farm that he's bought.
Right.
He buys this Lamborghini tractor, and he's hired this farm manager to help him. His name's can't remember what his bloody name is now, but it's some really funny, weird name. And he hires this farm manager and that, and he turns up with this fucking tractor. And he says, "What are you doing, Jeremy?" Caleb, that's his name, Caleb. He says, "What are you doing, Jeremy?" He says, "Well," he says, "it's my tractor." He says, "Power," and all that sort of nonsense. He goes, "Yeah, but like, I ain't going to go through none of the gates on the farm." And he had to go around and widen all the gates on his farm so he can get his field. Fucking nutcase, absolute nutcase, the man is. I don't know why I came up with that, but it just, oh yeah.
What's Froggy? What, Froggy a fucking landscaper, is he? Maybe he is, eh?
Maybe. How's the magpie?
You're good, yeah. Quiet today for me. I don't notice them most time, but I have heard them today. But yeah, they're still about. My mate still walks around my garden and that. My mate, the magpie. Oh, Maggie. You all right?
Yeah. Steve saying 7 games left, 21 points. Yeah, you'd love to think so.
That's it. Sorted, Steve. Do that, mate. We'll all be fucking jumping for next season. Season ticket sales will go up. Fucking sorted. Everyone happy.
That's it, mate.
7 fucking losses and we'll go, oh my God. Because there's every chance we will finish 1 off the fucking bottom 3. Wolves look better than us. But,
yeah. Ryan's saying Graham Potter might be on gardening leave soon, so he can help you out.
Now, unfortunately, Ryan, we've got into at least next Christmas. Whether he turns it round or not, we've definitely got him till next Christmas. And if he has turned it round, then you'll see him for the rest of his duration of his contract. But at the moment, Jesus Christ, it's not looking great. It's not, to me, it's not. It's looking unreal. But, like I said, we can judge him without condemning him. Oh, but what do you do?
I do think if Potter does go a bit conservative with the lineups in the next 7 games, I think my reservation is that he will go and approach most games like this going into next season. We have to see. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that at the moment, you know, we've got to consider also that there might be players there that actually don't want to play for him. Got to consider that.
What I have noticed, though, guys, I think what I did see when we fucked off Lopetegui, right, I did see a difference in the attitude of players. I did think they were trying. I've seen that. Yeah, they were actually making more of an effort, I think. So I think it did bring that, you know. And I think after this Liverpool game, I think it can be more adventurous. I think it can try that. Just to give the fans something to cheer, you know, for the rest of the season. So I don't see why he can't, because being too conservative, but where we are in the league, the season's over, is pointless. But I can understand it against Liverpool up there, because you don't want to go up there, go toe to toe, and lose 5-0. That's not good. He ain't going to do that. But I can see him. It could be more adventurous in the rest of the games after Liverpool. Yeah.
Rich wants to know, do you get snakes in your grass, Kieran? Other than at the end of the tax year, of course.
Yeah. No, I'm all right here, Gazer. Normally, find a snake. You're near a creek here. You usually can find snakes can end up in your garden. But I'm nowhere near a creek. So most snakes operate near creeks because that's where their food source is, with rats and little mice and all sorts of fucking gerbils, whatever they eat, and they need water. So I'm okay here. I've only ever, in all the years I've been here, I found 1 snake skin in my garden, and that was fucking 20-odd years ago. So, no, I'm lucky. My mate's property is only 15 minutes away where he lives, mate. We've come across about 20, 30 snakes in his place. You know, eastern browns and mainly pythons. But we have come across eastern browns there. One of the most deadliest snakes in the world. they're fucking dangerous as fuck. So yeah, I'm lucky. I've got, and he's got a creek running around his property. See, and that's fine. And the python, he used to have a python there. Do you know one of them rain should geezer you got above your oven, and you got the big thing that goes up, the extractor fan.
Yeah.
I was there one day with his fucking python fell out of that extractor fan right at the top, fucking onto his kitchen floor. Fuck me. It was about an 8-foot python, geezer. Fucking frightened the life out of me. Now, pythons are not venomous, but geez, they can bite. They can bite bad, really bad. So,
mate, when they bite, they curl up on you and all. That's your lot.
Yeah, but yeah, mate, they're not going to crush a fucking human to death. But they do bite, and I've seen my mate got bitten by one. And it for whatever reason, what's in their fucking fangs, it doesn't stop bleeding like an anticoagulant in it. He was bleeding for fucking hours because he had a little python playing around with it, and it bit him on the hand, and it just didn't stop bleeding for fucking hours. Fucking
do you think Potter will keep Mavropanos? Rumour is he's falling out with Todibo. We spoke about that rumour earlier, Lynn, and
I'm not sure it's the truth.
Sources are saying, sources are saying that it's just a load of old tosh.
But I do agree what I heard earlier. I don't know. Someone said it. Tadebo's never, ever looked fit to me every time I've watched him play. I think he's a good player. No doubt about it. He's a good player. But I don't believe he looks fit. I don't know whether that's down to him carrying something or he's one of them players that doesn't quite like the training regime and puts the effort in. I don't know. McAvenny was like that. Fucking Julian Dixon. I hated fucking training. Right? But they performed on the pitch. I'm watching Todibo now, and I see, man, he doesn't look fit to me.
Look at what everybody's 70%. Yeah, he was about 60% during training. Match day, he switched it on.
Yeah, exactly. Players a lot. George Best was one of them. He was on the pitch. He'd rather go on the piss than do training. But he'd turn up on the knob. But yeah, I don't know with Todibo. He doesn't look fit to me. He looks running about 70% on the pitch. And that's a bit of a worry. But he might be carrying, so he might not be quite there yet. I don't know. Maybe the pace of the Premier League's, he's not experienced it before and it tells on him. I don't
know. Yeah, Ryan, I agree with that, mate. I think Todibo is very good at bringing out the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Top player. But I just don't think he's at that 100% fitness level. So.
Yeah. And, Ian's quite right as well. He can't last an hour. Something not quite right. He should be fit by now. He should.
Well, you'd think so.
Yeah, we've been running for over an hour and a half, mate. Anything else you want to chat about before we start wrapping up?
I don't know. I think unless you got a question in the chat. Not
really. Nothing really we ain't covered. Hold on though. Yeah. Well, that's about it. Really, that's about it. I think we've covered everything. Should West Ham fans panic right now? That's the question that we set at the beginning.
Panic? No. We put that in the thumbnail to panic. I wouldn't panic, but it is worrying. You know what I mean? Especially if you're that mindset like me coming into Potter regime when you think, I'm not sure he's the answer, right? If you were a big Potter fan, you definitely wouldn't be panicking. But I am concerned. But I'm watching. And I think, I've got every right to be. When you see you having to make changes to make things better all the time, you're not seeing a free-flowing football where I don't think there's even the bottom three, right, are getting as many less shots on target than us. We're averaging about 2 or 3 shots on target a game. Now that's concerning to me. So that is concerning. I'm not panicking, but I mean, fuck me. But having said that, that, like I said before, the rebuild has got to come again. We've got to do this rebuild in the summer. And then if we're hitting 1-2 shots on target a game after, beginning of next season, then I might start to panic and go, fuck, mate, this ain't working.
And by what you're saying there, this new rebuild that's got to come, and it has got to come. Randy's question here is: how do you both feel about the club not appointing a director of football? What are your thoughts on it? And to be fair, listen, if we end up in the Championship at the end of next season, it's our own bloody fault. It'll all be down on the shoulders of that little poisonous dwarf.
Yeah. Well, we can only judge that director of football after we've seen that summer fucking window and see what we've signed and what we haven't, or what we lost out on. Could be a big point too. And judge it from there. To me, we've gone backwards again. We've gone back to fucking silly bollocks being in charge, right? And you've got between him and fucking Brady. Oh, for fuck's sake. It sounds disastrous. That's what it sounds like. It looks like we're on our way to really fuck up. But who knows?
Okay. Thank you, Rich. Thank you for this quick reminder. It's Dylan Tombida's anniversary on the 18th of April. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what day the 18th will fall on.
No.
9 days from now, so it'll be on the Friday. So we won't actually be live on that day, but we will remember it on the next Wednesday.
Good Aussie boy.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder, young.
Cheers, Rich.
Bungalow FC. We've already had Reset FC from Leon. Yeah, massive clear out. Wow.
Yeah, it's worrying, isn't it? Next season's worrying. But, as I said, everyone's been saying that he's got the longest pre-season. But the trouble is, he's not got a pre-season at the moment with the players he's going to end up with at the beginning of next season. So, as much as it benefits some players, or him for some of the team, half of that team, I believe, are going to be out the door. Or half of that squad is going to be out the door. So then you start again. But I would like to see a little bit more attacking play after the Liverpool games for the rest of this season. And we might see more of Fulkrug because I'm liking the look of him. He looks like a real old school centre half. And I like having talks as well. He's good. He's definitely a leader. He's captain material, that boy. You know what I mean? He's maybe not for us, but he is a captain. He's a leader. And I like him. And I like his attitude, especially coming back after a long break like he's had. I hope he does well, mate. I hope he sticks in another 3 or 4 goals for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, DT38, of course. Thank you, guys. Why do other teams change managers and they get their way implemented so quickly? But our managers need to seem to need a whole season.
Yeah.
It's West Ham. It's the way. It's the West Ham way. Ted said he watched a lovely documentary. Yeah, I think I've seen that as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will be back at the same time next week, 10 o'clock here, 8 a.m. for you, Kieran, I believe. Yes?
No, 7 a.m. now, bloke. Your fucking clock's changed, didn't they?
Oh, God, yeah. Of course it is. Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Usually.
It's a good job you're an early bird, mate. That's all I can say. And I appreciate the fact you make you get up in the mornings to do this. I appreciate
no problem.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully a video will automatically play when I click this next button. So
see you next week, guys. Layers.
Come on, you.
Bye-bye.